want us to grab our academic all-state papers or not yet?
Were they there?
Oh, they're on the table.
Take a picture of those first. Let's lay them all out and get them picked.
Okay, right here?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do a little intro and then bring you up.
All right, Cossack Crazies, welcome in to another edition of the Sioux Valley Track and Field and Softball Coaches Show. I am Jason Salzman of Salz Media. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Track is going to be first today, as we're going to have a nice conversation with Addison Rinkley, who has been breaking all sorts of school records. She's going to be excited to talk about that. We've got Bill Vincent, the boys' side of track and field. He's going to talk about what happened at the Lake Central conference meet yesterday, so we'll have some results of that and some excitement going forward. Last half of the show will be with Tatum Sonnenberg and the softball girls, so we'll have a player or two from the softball squad come up here as well. Should be a fun show today, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following along, and thanks for being a sponsor of this. You can see the sponsors rolling through the corner of the screen there. We'll have a lot more of those to talk about. The first one we're going to mention, though, is the exclusive presenter for everything that we do here on Salz Media, Bankstar Financial. With locations in Volga, Brookings, and Elkton, Bankstar provides a big-time business with a small-town feel. Looking to finance a home? Need a car loan? How's your retirement plan looking? Stop in today and chat with the local professionals. Bank on the bright side. Bankstar Financial, a proud sponsor of Sioux Valley Athletics and the Salz Media broadcast. We're going to bring her up right now because she's got a meeting to get to at 3:30. We're going to join by Addison Rinkley. I'll have you put those on there. You should be able to hear me just fine there. You can hear.
Yep.
That's good. This is just like volleyball. It's been a while since we chatted with you, but hi.
Hello.
You're breaking records now, so
Yes.
that's what you do now.
Mm-hmm. It's been a good season, definitely. That's for sure.
I was talking to Bill earlier. It helps that you're able to get to all of these track
Yes.
meets. You've been out there on a regular basis, probably 2 times a week
Yep.
with the meets that you're doing.
Yes, it's been good. The weather's been very nice this season, which usually doesn't happen. I think we've had 10 or 11 meets, which
Yeah.
we usually have no more than 10.
Right.
And we have 3 more to go
Yeah.
until state. So we have a lot more opportunities to better our times, and hopefully the weather is supposed to be good. Tomorrow's not supposed to be great, so we'll see what happens, but hopefully next week.
Yeah, Bill was telling me it's a good runner's weather, if that means anything. I don't know if that helps you out with triple jump, with long jump, with hurdles, or anything like that, but
Yeah,
it may. I
not
don't know.
really. The wind helps me, but doesn't help me run.
Yeah. Talk to me about yesterday's affair. This is Lake Central conference meet. So tell me what it was. You ended up setting a new mark for the triple jump.
Yep.
You set a mark for the long jump as far as Sioux Valley school records. Just tell me about your day.
It was really good. It was super windy to start, but thankfully hurdles run with the wind, and then you jump with the wind. So the tailwind was able to carry me in both the hurdles and triple and long jump, so that was very helpful. Running against it probably wasn't great. I had to run against it for the 4x2 team, which we are going for the school record this year, and so hopefully we're able to get that in the meet. We're not running directly against the wind, but it was super nice and good competition there. There's a few good DeSmit girls that I run against, and so it's nice to see familiar faces, some Clark-Will Lake girls that are good, and so it's good to have that competition to push you
I
so
was
we
just
can
going to
better.
ask, if you see these girls on a regular basis, which you probably do,
Yep.
in multiple sports, mind you, it probably is a nice pusher for
Yeah,
you.
it is. We've formed a relationship over just warming up together and running against each other for all these meets, and so they're not going to be at DeSmit won't be at Thursday's meet, but they've been at pretty much every other meet we've been at, so
Yeah.
it's been nice.
Same familiar faces
Yes.
all the time.
Yep.
That helps, though. Just talk to me about some of these records that you're breaking. Landry Wilson is a recognizable name on some of the lists that you've been doing. Do you know any of the other people that have had marks over the past?
Cameron Schwartz for the triple jump.
Okay.
She pretty much taught me triple jump, so that was kind of full circle. That was cool. Her and her dad taught me it pretty much.
Good job, Cameron.
Yes, she's not that northern now, but yeah, kudos to her for pretty much teaching me triple jump. I actually really like it. And long jump, Sutera decided to throw me in that last Tuesday or something.
Okay.
Esteline, I have my mom's old track coach watches me jump and hurdle, and she kind of told Sutera that you should throw her in long jump and see what she can do. And then Sutera was like, you know what, I've been thinking about that. And so tried long jump out at the home meet, and it ended up being really good.
Yeah, it's turned out pretty well for you.
Yeah.
What is your favorite thing to do? Is it hurdles or is it the jumping events?
It just sometimes it depends on the day. Triple jump's kind of hard on your body,
Yeah.
and so gotta give myself a break for that. But I really like hurdles has kind of been my thing, and so.
Well, you're pretty good at that too. Have you qualified for state in the hurdles as
Yep,
well? Okay.
yep. I'm qualified in those 3 events, and then we are gonna run the 4x2, I believe.
Okay.
A hard 4x2 at state. So I think those will be my 4.
You got some options at least,
Yes.
and that's cool.
Yep.
It's a credit to the hard work that you've been doing and all the training you've been doing
Mm-hmm.
of qualifying, and not just one event like a lot of kids do, but you've got multiple things that you
Right.
get to do.
Yes, it's been a very good season, and all of the other girls, like our 4x1 medley I all got to run in those earlier in the season, and those girls have been working hard. So I'm assuming they all be running at state too. So it's
This is
good.
all in preps for graduation. This is on Sunday. Are you ready for
Yes.
graduation?
Yes, slowly. I just got done painting my backdrop before I came here, so
Okay.
everything's slowly getting ready.
Well, it's a big day for you. I mean,
Yes.
look, you're the star of graduation. Everything else doesn't have to be the star.
Right.
So just let yourself do whatever you do.
For sure.
Graduation on Sunday, then it's off to USF in the fall.
Yep.
I would imagine that your coaches are pretty excited about how senior year has gone on the track and
Yes.
field.
Yeah,
meets.
it's been good. There's kind of a limit on how much they can be talking to you up until June, and so we've been in contact just about summer workouts a little bit and what they want me to be doing over the summer to prepare for the season. But I'm excited to talk to them more after my improvement from last season to now.
That's awesome. What are you going to study when you go down to USF? What's the?
I think I'm going to study psychology and major in business.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Nice.
yeah.
Take some brains to do that. So you're like the total package here, Addison.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah, it'll
That's
be. I'm
fantastic.
excited. They have a really good psychology program, and I've heard good things from a family friend. So I'm
You'll have
excited.
some familiar faces down there as well.
Yes.
Cameron Wadsworth already down there.
Yep.
Landry Wilson down at USF. Donovan Rose is going to join you to play football down there. So
Yep.
it'll be fun to have that
Yeah,
around there.
it'll be fun. When I went for my visit, I actually knew quite a few girls that were on the track team, so it's nice to kind of have those familiar faces going into it and
The
not
pushers, yeah.
yeah, staring into the dark. But yeah,
Okay. As we get into state, and I think that's 2 weeks away, state meet down in Sioux Falls.
yeah, last weekend in May.
Somewhere in
Yeah.
there. What are we expecting to do? Is there things that you put on yourself, expectations you put on yourself? What do you want to do when you go down there?
Yeah, so hopefully by then I can get school record for the hurdles or I'm pretty close to it now, so hopefully I can able to get it then with like some of the best competition in the state.
Yeah.
So Howard Wood is such a good track to like run at or jump at, and so just improving my personal best because it's my last time like qualifying for Sioux Valley or like getting any better for Sioux Valley, and so going out strong is gonna be like important to me. I usually always triple jump and long jump good at those
Yeah.
field events just because they have such a good runway, and so that helps. The sand's good, the runway is not super hard, so it's kind of easier on your body.
Yeah.
To do it all on a weekend, and so hopefully I can better the distance and the times there. But
It's a grind. It's a 3-day grind out there.
yes,
So
it is.
You've done it before. You're excited to do it again then.
Yes, yep, I am. Gonna need a lot of ice baths, but it's doable.
That's
yeah.
all right then.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you'll have to get used to that at USF too. So
Exactly.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. Talk about the team aspect. It's been a good team track
Yeah,
and field
it
season
has.
at the same time. So
Yep.
talk about some of the other highlights, some of your other favorites. Maybe not yourself, but other events. Some of the other highlights that you've noticed and
Yeah.
took.
We
note
have
of.
quite a strong underclassmen team. Audrey like picked up and ran the 4x2 for us yesterday because Amari injured her foot a little bit, so she's gonna look into that. But Audrey stepped into those roles and just started it for us, so we were able to still compete in that. And her and Tenley, Miley's picked up triple jump, and she's really picked up on it well and has been doing really good. So I think having a strong underclassmen team has been really helpful because we have like a strong junior senior class to kind of help
Yeah.
them and pull them into those roles, and so I think that they are really working hard and it's like paying off. Emma's doing super good in high jump. I think she's 4th in the state right now, and so
She's creating personal records for herself.
yes,
right? Yeah.
yep, she is. Yeah, she just got her PR at the Sioux Valley meet last week,
Okay.
Tuesday or Thursday, whenever that was, and so that was super good. But I think Zutero's pushing the distance kids hard.
Yeah.
Like he always does. The two twins coming up from 7th grade and Macy as well
Right.
have been super strong. I think Macy's qualified in 4 events at state as well. And the twins are going to run some distance relays there, and one of them is going to run the 4x2. So
It's amazing what you can do in track and field because young kids can have a huge impact.
Yes, for sure.
On those things. Junior high, last year I remember Bennett County, it was an 8th grader at that time. She's a freshman now. That's, I think it's
the O'Neills.
O'Neills.
Yep.
Paige, or is it Bennett O'Neill maybe? No, Bennett County. Reagan O'Neill.
Yep.
Yeah, the freshman now that is already a state champ
Yes.
as an 8th grader.
Yeah.
It's one thing you
insane.
can see in track and field.
Yes. Yep. It's been very helpful. I don't think we would have been able to have as many relays as we would if we didn't have those people to step into those roles, just because you can only run 4 events at a meet, and so you can't run them all. And so
As
it's
much
been
as you would
very
like
helpful.
to.
Yeah, it's been very nice having them and them working hard at practice, and you can see it because they want to be filling those roles. And so
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you mentoring the triple jumpers coming up then? You mentioned Miley is getting better and
Yes,
better.
Miley is getting a lot better. She always has high jump at the exact same time, so she is running across the field almost every single meet.
Right.
But Anna Field has also picked it up, and she's been doing good with that as well. So, and then Maddie Keppen is strong in the long jump, and so
That'll be your mark. That'll
yeah.
be your lasting legacy, if you want to call it that.
yeah.
Well, your
for
name's
sure.
going to be on the wall over there with the track and field records,
Yep.
so something to shoot for.
Yes, yeah. It's definitely, some meets like last meet and the BEC meet, we try to go for team points, win the meet. And so it's helpful to have a diverse amount of girls in every single event
Yeah.
so we can score as many team points as possible.
Sure.
So it's helpful.
We were in volleyball as well
Mm-hmm.
in the fall. Is that plans at USF? Do you have plans to do both, or is it going to be track and field from here
Just
on out?
track and field, and I think I'll do indoor and outdoor season. So
Okay.
we'll start, I think we start a week or 2 into school and then ends as soon as
That's probably
school
enough
ends.
then.
Yeah, I don't want to add more on top. I'm sure Landry, I believe she does basketball throughout the winter, and then she does outdoor season track, and so you can split it.
Yeah.
But I think just as my height as a middle, I'll probably just stick with track and field, and I really like the team and the coaches. So
Well, that's good.
yeah,
Well, it's graduation on Sunday, so it's been a long journey.
yes.
Anything you want to give to your fellow seniors as we get into graduation on Sunday? Any messages for the youngsters out there, maybe?
Good luck planning your graduation. Definitely start early, but it's all worth it, and I'm excited for the weekend.
What's your best memory of your time here at Sioux Valley?
Oh, gosh. There's a lot. Our class is super, super close, and we always have been, and so I think we do a ton of things together as big groups, and when we went out for state wrestling or state basketball, a lot of us stayed together and just hung out for the weekend and supported the team, and so that's something that we cherished. Last night at Senior Sunset, we were all there for a little bit and had a fun night together, and then there's just bonfires that we do that are super fun as a class, so I'm definitely going to miss that part. We are a super competitive class, and I think you can see that in all the sports we do, but we do play slip and slide kickball here, and those are fun memories for our class because it's our class versus the other ones, so those are fun.
It's been an amazing athletic year.
Yes.
Academically, I think there's all sorts of people that have, academic prowess as well, but
Right.
athletically, it's volleyball, it's football, it's basketball teams
Yeah.
that are competitive. Cross country goes to state. Now we've got track and field with a lot of different people going to state.
Yes.
That might also be your legacy of
Yeah.
not just you, but a collective group
Yes.
that has really created the Sioux Valley Cossacks in a different light as far as
Yeah.
how we compete and how we do things.
For sure, our class has definitely worked hard in season, off season, because we've all shooted for this goal. And I remember, as an 8th grader, wanting to go to state for volleyball, and then we did it our senior year, and so
So much
those
fun.
are very full circle moments, and so our classes deserved it for sure.
Well, you're going to leave quite the impact once you leave, so I'll just say congratulations on
Thank you.
graduation on Sunday. I have to work all day on Sunday, so I'm sorry I can't be at the ceremony. I think I have a couple of parties to get to on Sunday once I get done working, but if I don't see you,
Right.
I hope to get down to the track and field at Sioux
Yeah.
Falls too, so we'll see what happens there. But congratulations on
Thank
all the
you.
success and continued more. Stay healthy. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit rainy and windy,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I don't know, stay warm tomorrow. I guess
Yes.
that'll be my best
Yeah.
advice.
For sure.
But good luck at Big East, and then good luck for the last 2 weeks. We'll see you down the road.
Thank you.
Addison Rankley joining the show. I'll take those from you so we don't walk off with those. Thank you, Addison. A fantastic conversation with one of the seniors for Sioux Valley as she readies herself for the rest of her season An incredible season so far. Again, she's increased her school record on the triple jump. She just set a mark in the long jump. As you heard, she's looking to set a mark in the 110 hurdles or 100 hurdles, whatever it is. Just an incredible athlete all across the board and academically. These student athletes around here, they're fantastic. A great conversation, so I hope you enjoyed that. We're going to thank a couple more sponsors here before we bring on Bill Vincent. We got a couple of softball players walking past. There's cheeses that you can jump into right there if you want those. We're going to thank Bell Brands, sponsors of the opening tip through our basketball season, through the volleyball season. CC's Bar and Grill, a fantastic spot here in downtown Volga. Great food, great friends, burgers, Chislik. What do you like at CC's? What's your favorite? Everything is what you're saying there. See, everything, Bill. Everything at CC's is fantastic. So
Lots
that's
of
why
great
they're
choices down
fantastic
there.
sponsors for us. GP Auto, as you can see them scrolling across on the screen there. Health Source Chiropractic, a fantastic sponsor through our halftime shows that we did through basketball, through, even volleyball too. They were a part of that. But some of the fun that we had during basketball is the Health Source halftime show, talking to the Augustana women's basketball coach at the state tournament. That was fantastic.
Yes,
he just happened to be sitting next to us. We put a microphone on him. He was all for it.
Yes, good. Lots of good stuff.
We'll get through the rest of these sponsors as we go along here, but I am now joined by Bill Vincent, the boys' side of the track and field season, and we were just at the Lake Central Conference meet yesterday, just a tad short as far as taking the team championship.
Yep.
It's still great work that you guys are doing, but I'm sure you're going to give us some results here and your thoughts on what the Lake Central meet was yesterday.
There's your team scores right there if you need to know them.
It was 189 by the Dual Cardinals, 185.5 by our Cossacks, so just short of finishing first
on the boys'
side. And then on the girls' side, it was a fifth-place finish. It was Clark Willow Lake that kind of ran away with it.
Yeah, really deep and talented, though. On the girls' side, Sioux Valley and 5 other teams with over 120 points. Really spread out there. The boys' side kind of became a two-man race between Dual and Sioux Valley.
Yep.
And we fell just short. It's fun to have a meet, when you get to the conference championships, and which will be the Big East tomorrow, depending upon how the weather plays out. But it's fun that way, and then to have one that's going for points come down to the final 2 events where where Dual's up by just a half point or so heading into those last couple of events, and they maybe got a few from us in the Open 200.
Yeah,
they have some talented sprinters up there. They have many talented athletes, as we do, and then it was pretty much a draw in the 2-mile run. I think we maybe dropped a couple of points in that, and then of course we have school record holding mile relay team. We're kind of loaded up in case it came down to the final event.
All we're doing is setting records this year.
They had kind of spent their events, so they had a team that was just kind of out there to make sure they finished the event, and it was enough for them to be 3.5 points ahead of us at the end. But hats off to our guys. We were a little bit shorthanded. I'm sure at this time of the year that maybe they're missing a piece or two of the puzzle as well. But we would have loved to have had like a Braden Danziesen along, who's currently number 2 in the state in the triple jump. Would have been predicted to be a triple jump Lake Central Conference champion,
Sure.
and right there in the long jump and right there in the javelin as well. So a lot of points out the door there, and just some that we dropped here and there that we thought maybe we would have had. Also, there were some surprises along the way,
there always is.
that you're not expecting. So that all balances itself out. We kind of thought, hey, we're maybe going into this, maybe we can win this by 4 or 5 points, and you lose by 3. So that's how tight it is.
Yeah.
In track and field, of course, a lot of the things matter where other people put their people, meaning the towns that weren't getting first or second. What were they going after on that particular day?
Right.
And then that balances the points landing different ways. But it's been an outstanding season. It starts with the weather.
That does help.
Yes. When you have weather like this,
You're not going to get help tomorrow.
Yeah, where you can get to all your meets. And tomorrow, if you're running in a little rain, there's people like that. Just like yesterday, wind at the back, people were loving the 100, the 110s, the longs, the triple jumps.
Sure.
Our discus throwers being able to catch the right wind. Those types of things. Well, distance runners, they might like a little rain shower while they're out there running
Sure.
their 2 miles and stuff. So there's different events that help them out because, yesterday for the 2 mile run, it was hot, dusty, windy, combinations that those distance runners didn't want. So, but the farmers need the rain. So if some rain rolls in tomorrow, that's okay.
Oh, we absolutely need it. Oh, yeah. Just on a golf course level as well.
Yes. Yep.
Courses.
Yeah, or just the amount of dust that's out there at track meets and stuff too. You get a little moisture in the air to let that down. But
we can talk about the weather all we want to, but you got to
absolutely.
highlight some of these things that happened yesterday up in Clark. That was where the Lake Central meet was. We're looking at Donovan Rose right there with a 10:80 in the 100 meters. Is that a PR for him? Is this a new record of sorts?
So we'll just go through this
yeah.
because it's crazy. It's school records on the boys and girls side have been rewritten.
Yeah.
And will continue to be if you get those nice days and stuff. We're at a stage now where it's probably more about competition. You get to state if it's great weather and you can set some of those school records or PRs, that's great. But really at that stage, it's about where can I position myself to get a medal or get to the award stand or to get a team point. But here's what's happened kind of during the year, and the May 13th ones are the ones that pop up just from yesterday in particular. So here's Donovan Rose. His 10.80 that you mentioned is a school record.
Nice.
It breaks his own school record that he set a year ago at the state track meet. Great win for the day. Ethan Hempstead now right behind him with an 11.43 again. They were loving. They came over smiling. Hart was also in that race, a PR on May 13th. Everyone's like, "Oh, why didn't you have me in the 100 yesterday?" Because everyone knew what they could have done. But so that pops up right away.
Mm-hmm.
He's also got Donovan Rose also has our best 200-meter time of the year out there, and Macy Licht, I believe, on the girls' side. She's run a 27.71, and she's on a really good 4x200-meter relay team that Coach Soteras put together on the girls' side. Mitchell Guthmiller is also out there in our 200. When we get to the 400, yesterday we had 3 guys make their way onto our top 10, Sioux Valley top 10 list.
Okay.
And that was Carson Washy with a personal best 51.33, and he just edged out Brady Hiltonen with a 51.47, and Mitchell Guthmiller actually tied his at 52.05. So all of those were run yesterday, an event where they went second, third, and fourth.
Sure.
Same thing kind of happened in the 800, only the wind, and we maybe competed a little more conservatively in that one, but they went first, second, and third, and
that's conservative.
Left a little in the tank. They didn't get pushed real hard and left a little in the tank for the mile relay. But Carson Washy is up there with a 2:02, and Brady Hiltonen with a 2:03 on the season.
That's amazing.
Tyra Scholl so far at this stage is our leader in the mile run, and Talia Vincent on the girls' side. Talia and Macy Licht in the 800 are up there. We missed Addison Wrinkley. Her 15.14 in the 100-meter hurdles is just off of our school record and goes with that day she had yesterday where she set the long jump record that you guys mentioned. She already owned the triple jump record. She just put that out there another 8 inches further.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the great hurdle race. Now, that was actually a rerun race. So because of the wind and with automated timing, they elected to move the hurdles and the 100-meter dash first because you're running it in reverse order.
Yeah.
And then you only have to move the trailer and everything one time versus run the traditional 2-mile relay first.
Right.
So events are out of order, and for whatever reason, you don't always run the reverse method. A timer or something in the system's down, doesn't quite work. So that was actually a rerun event where then she goes out and gets a PR
and then kills
in that
it.
110. So sometimes an example of did you warm up enough or what got you going? Our boys 4x1. Well, let's back up to Donovan Rose.
Sure.
He's at 14.74 in the 110s, and again, that was yesterday. Wyatt Hart was an excited camper as well. It was his first time getting his steps down all the way through the flight of hurdles, so he 3-stepped the entire race and also PR'd with a 17.74. So that Donovan Rose number, of course, puts him on our top 10 list as well.
Sure.
4x1. Our girls have run some strong 4x1s during the year. The best one they've put out there was at Howard Wood at 52.11, and that was Amari Ward, Audrey Larson, Caitlin Russell, and Addison Wrinkley. that competed that day on the girls' side. The boys are record holders in that event now.
Yes, they are.
Set that record this year. Rose, Jacob Guthmiller, Carson Washington, Mitchell Guthmiller, 43.77.
That is moving.
Yeah, and they've been right around that a couple other times as
Not
well.
only is that moving, but it's a relay at the same time. So
Yeah.
you have to get the transfer down on a regular basis. So
Correct.
Props to all of them, man. That is amazing. That it's not only just the one mark, but it seems like there's a mark that gets set every week.
It is.
Depending on the event, but those guys have done it a couple times that
It's
I've
been
seen
fun,
on
but-
Facebook with the track and field site that's out there.
Combination of a few things. There's great competition out this year.
Yeah.
This year, it's great. The LCC is up. You have someone like Dual Flandreau that you're going against all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is the weather has cooperated so well to get out there, and then the third thing is great kids that have been working hard.
Hard-working
has
kids.
made this stuff possible. So the girls, not to be outdone by the boys, put together a 4x2 that was outstanding. It's just shy of the school record. They went 147.71.
Okay.
That was Amari and Amia Ward, Macy Licht, and Addison Rinkley that have put that time out. And the boys' side of the 4x2, again, school record holders, the same four guys, they went 131.67. That was also at the Sioux Valley Invitational. I think they came back just a little motivated from Howard Wood, knew they hadn't performed their best, and just went out there and put some great times out when we returned home. That was also the day that they set the school record in the mile relay that's been out there since 1984.
Yeah, I mentioned that on one of my Salzy
Yes.
Show podcasts that, 1984, that's 41 years ago, man. That's been sitting there for a while.
It's out there, and that team was outstanding. 81, 84, those time frames, from what people say, same type of spring as
Yeah.
we've had this
Okay.
year. So it's definitely a factor to get those practice days in. We've only had to be inside twice, and one of those was more so by choice. Like meet the next day, we could have probably been outside. So I think only one time that we really had to have such a so-called indoor practice.
Right, yeah.
And no meets canceled. 4x4 mark then's at 324.95, and the combination's a little different there. Washi, Christofferson, Hiltonen, Guthmiller, Mitchell Guthmiller. So Christofferson and Hiltonen not on those sprint ones, but are on our middle distance relays that are out there. Girls 4x4 has put together an outstanding time as well. That's the Ward twins, Talia and Macy Licht, and they've gone 4:14, which will be in our top 10 all-time list as well. Every relay
Every time you
will
keep
be
bringing
on
that up.
Yep. Boys 4x8 is at 8:14. They're chasing down the school record as well. When you get further distance, takes a little deeper into the season to have the conditioning and to get those. And then sometimes it's tough to find out, where's the competition to push you to get those. It's a tough race to be out in front. When you get past the first couple of runners. But they've gone 8:14. They did that at Howard Wood. Same combination that's on that 4x4 team. And same with the girls, same combination. They've gone 10:06, and they did that at Howard Wood. These are all times, that are on our record boards, but more importantly, they're times that are going to get these teams to the state track meet.
You should be well represented down there.
Should be well represented. You qualify as a school, so the combinations of who runs them when that time comes will be more of a jigsaw puzzle piece and stuff. So you might not necessarily be on that qualifying team, but you might be on a state meet team.
Yeah,
You piece the combinations together. You see who's running what in their opens and where that leads you to go. But we're excited to have that strength in all those relays, that they'll be well worth keeping those strong. And
options
running.
and puzzle pieces,
Yeah.
man. It's something as a coach that you got to be very excited about.
That'll be fun. So our sprint medley relays are tough as well. Guthmiller, Rose, that's Jacob Guthmiller, Rose, Hiltonen, and Christofferson have put together our best one so far this year at 3:42.25. It's a race that we'll probably be looking at keying in on next week. We'll just look at the statewide standings and all of these and see, okay, what do we got to do? What things do we have to try to get to fast heat? Where do we want to position ourselves? And that might be one that's on our target moving forward with a couple last chance meets next week.
Yep.
Girls side, same thing. They've run a 4:21.69. That was Ward, Rinkley, Vincent, and Licht. Some exciting things in the field.
Field events now.
Field events, especially yesterday. So Wyatt Nelson puts himself on our all-time list yesterday with a toss of 135.10.
Okay.
So that's a PR. I think it's 5th or 6th all-time. And on the girls' side, Savannah Guts Miller, 1:14.8, exact down to the inch. Tie with her sister on our top 10 list for third, I believe it is,
Outstanding.
or somewhere around there. Javelin, of course, continually gets rebroke because it's a new sport as